Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a BlazeCast presentation. I'm your host Blaze Inferno. I'm going to be bringing you a game between mTw and CLG, Counter Logic Gaming. It's part of the Defense 2 tournament. It's going to be a matchup between the European team and the Swedish team, mTw and CLG respectively. So these two teams are meeting up in the knockout stages of the game. It's a best of 3. And it's a double elimination tournament since it's the first time nobody's been knocked out from either side. But it does look like that CLG is playing with a couple stand-ins here. Mitch and Nequil are replacing Aki and looks like Misery, and so those two are knocked out. This is a relatively new interface as far as the Captain's Mode draft goes, so I'm really digging it. It's just got a nice feel to it, nice color scheme, the time. It just kind of kept really eye-catchy. So everything about it is really nice. But just kind of jumping into the draft itself, we're looking at bands coming out as far as Lycan, Nature's Prophet, Chen, and Darkseer. And let's see, for the Chen that band, that's probably to make sure that there's a couple of players that can play the Chen extremely well on mTw. Thinking maybe Kebab or Funzy, but one way or another, they're just a hero they don't want to deal with, and kind of make sure that they're not getting pushed down really aggressively and stably early on in their towers, and not having to worry about those early ganks as well. The Darkseer band coming out for just a general utility purpose. He's got a lot of potential with that wall of replica, into vacuum, that kind of thing. Lycan, very commonly banned even in this metagame, and Nature's Prophet, just a nuisance to deal with. Brood and Tinker, however, are kind of more interesting bans. mTw likes to ban Brood more often just because they don't want to have to be forced into picking heroes like Sand King or Earthshaker in order to deal with the Brood, or Tide for that matter. They want to be able to be a little bit more flexible with their setup, and Brood just kind of shuts them down and forces them to go in a very strict 2v1 situation against that Brood, having to carry a lot of sentries, etc. So it's just something they don't want to deal with. The Tinker ban, on the other hand, for CLG, interesting pickup there. I've seen Syndrin play some really awesome Tinker. I've also seen Sox play some awesome Tinker. Overall, it's definitely not a nice band as far as stopping their potential. They do have a very unique skill set with that to optimize on getting him early farm in order to give him global presence, and that's something they're going to shut down real quickly. But I'm curious what they're going to pick up, because there are so many heroes left on the board. You're looking at Leshrac, Chaos Knight, Invoker. Invoker. Oh, they're going to pick up the Leshrac. Okay, so with the Diabolic Edict, he adds a lot of pushing power to their lineup, and that's something that's just going to kind of set the tone. Whether he plays supportive in a tri-lane, or he can also do a solo and really benefit from the experience in whatever lane he goes with. But he's mostly seen in a solo lane thus far in the tournament, but I mean, obviously CLG has opportunity to play him in all different locations. Pycat and Lacoste are two really good players of Leshrac, but obviously they could, if he's playing support, they can drop it to the stand-ins as well. Curious to see what comes out of mTw, if they're going to pick up like the Leshrac did get taken off, but I mean, you could get the Chaos Knight, Ancient Apparition, you could get an Invoker. I mean, there's just so many different options. There's still Enigma, of course, and that's a really nice pickup. There's nothing in their bans that would indicate that they specifically had something that they did just have to have, that they were taking the bans out to make sure that they were able to enable there. But really, this is the part of the game where or the draft more so, where they get to pick up how their game plan's going to go, with their flow of the game, if they're going to go for gank really heavy like the Chaos Knight, or if they're going to go for kind of late game, the Invoker can be very experience reliant and kind of set it up for. And they're actually going to pick up a Rubik, which is a really nice pickup against the Leshrac, and whatever CLG decides to pick up as a follow-up, they'll have to keep in mind that he has a Rubik on the board, and he can turn just about any spells against them. But the Leshrac does not have a bad spell. All 4 of his spells are something that I would be perfectly happy to pick up if it was Rubik and I did a spell steal. Pulse Nova is extremely potent, toggling that on and just draining down your mana but doing so much damage along with it. Or you could do, Split Earth, Fade Bolt, Telekinesis kind of thing. It really has a lot of potential. But the Brewmaster is going to be the second pick more so that mTw is going to come out with, and that's going to be very interesting for their laning situation. If they're going to try to maybe do the Brewmaster solo on either the bottom or middle lane, or they might have him duel with a supportive hero, maybe a Shadow Demon or something like that, because SD was not banned either. Of course, he's not as popular pickup on the Western scene, but it's still very popular. However, like I was saying, the Invoker is still out. Pycat, an amazing Invoker player. If he wants to pick that up, he definitely has the potential to build a nice, I would say, Qualls will be decent against the Brewmaster. Quasic Zord against a couple other pickups, but we'll see exactly if he wants to pick up the Invoker whatsoever, or if he's going to let that lie and bring it down to the 4th or 5th bands, unless mTw wants it, but they already got the Rubik, and generally I don't think it would fit too well with their lineup. But the Night Stalker, very fun pickup there. Yeah, Night Stalker, just high mobility, high gank potential, and really fluctuates that day-night aspect of it. During the nighttime, they have this huge mobility benefit of just ganking, pushing, and tearing people down. Along with that, Rubik is kind of worthless if he can't cast a spell. He can spell steal any spell in the book, but if he's silenced from Night Stalker, and that spell, rank 4 silence goes up to 8 full seconds at nighttime on a 12-second cooldown, he can practically perma-silence, and that's going to be extremely devastating for their setup. Lone Druid's going to be picked up for mTw, and that's, I would say, definitely going to be played by Funzy. Plays a mean Lone Druid, whether he wants to suicide him or just go for like a solo safe lane, which we bought him. Either one, he's definitely going to be soloing one of the 2 lanes, but we'll exactly see what he wants to do with that. The Enchantress pickup, didn't really talk about that too much, but pretty much just really good sustain in the jungle. The fact that Chen has been banned out means that she can't really be directly countered as far as creep control goes, and she just gives a lot of early sustainability potential. So they could go with the Night Stalker mid and the Leshrac supporting a carry bottom with Enchantress ganking from the jungle. One thing that a lot of people don't know is Enchantress actually has extremely good night vision. It's not, I mean, you have to actually look up her statistics to look at it. I don't know the number, but it's enhanced night vision. And so the fact that Night Stalker is going to, with his ultimate, make it nighttime more often than not, it's actually going to be just as much in her favor as it is in his. Okay, not just as much as freaking Night Stalker, who am I kidding? But you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, so pretty much remaining bans coming out. You got the Shadow Demon and the Enigma. Those are just very powerful supportive heroes who generate a lot of pressure. The Enigma especially, even if it's not coupled with a bunch of powerful AoE ultimates like the Pulse Nova still from Rubik or something like that, even if it's just all by itself, the Enigma has a lot of early game push potential with Eidolons, and of course the iconic Black Hole. It's just, he adds a lot to the early game and to the mid game, and even if he can really manage it with a BKB and a Blink Dagger, he can really do a lot with the late game as well. So that's going to be the ban out there. They're really going to have to pick up something really good to shut down this Lone Druid, though. I'm trying to remember how Funzy builds them, if he builds them with the Maelstrom or if he builds them with a Radiance. But one way or another, going to have a lot of pressure coming out of him because he can farm extremely well. He can practically 2v2 in his lane in the sense that his Bear is practically a hero in of itself, and they're going to have to specifically get some heroes to take him down. But lane support's getting banned out a lot, Crystal Maiden and Venomancer. They definitely know that CLG is going to be picking up a carry here. I think they honestly have enough lane support with the Leshrac and the Enchantress, but then we're talking Windrunner, we're talking, yeah, Windrunner or carry for CLG would be probably what I would be looking at, but of course they have their own play styles and they have to know exactly what the 2 stand-ins have to that are able to play. I've seen Mitch play once, I think. I just recognize the Charizard, honestly, but I have seen him play once, but I do not recall anything about his play style. So it really depends on what they favor as far as play style and things along those lines to how they build their lineup specifically. But mTw has something really strong, right? Invoker, really, actually, I noted that he didn't get banned out, but I thought with the fact that Rubik's on the board, that Invoker wouldn't really be as popular of a pick because he has such powerful spells, and Rubik with his ultimate of Spell Steal would actually be able to pick quite a few of those off and, turn a Tornado back in their direction, turn a powerful Meteor, or even a Deafening Blast or something like that could be really good. And obviously, there's 10 spells you're talking here. You can't steal the Invoke accidentally or anything like that. The mechanic makes sure that he's stealing a major spell, but it is an interesting pickup because Rubik provides not only that spell steal aspect, but also the Null Field, which reduces magic damage received by, it says 20%. That works a little bit, factors a little bit weird with the magic armor mitigation. I would say maybe it's more like a 15% additive increase of mitigation. But there's the Chaos Knight I was looking for. Awesome. Synderon's definitely going to pick that up. He's going to be very mobile, very high pressure with it. I'm curious who he's laning with, though. They're definitely going to be doing a dual lane, but they might need, Rubik may work, but I would say maybe you're looking more at like a Lich or an Ancient Apparition. Of course, they can do whatever they want with it, but just CK overall just adding a lot of pressure. he's kind of the random factor in this game. How well his stuns activate is completely up to RNG, random number generation. Of if you're kind of flipping a coin, stun's going to do 1 second through 4 seconds. It's limited by min-maxing at different ranks, but overall, his attack damage can be extremely high. His reality rest can either be really good hooks or just simple blink strikes. And then, of course, he adds not only a lot of damage and gank potential, but also the Phantasms can really do some good mid-game pushing as well. So you got the Lone Druid, his bear eats towers alive after rank 4 bear, and Chaos Knight with his Phantasms providing a lot of pressure there. So I'm excited to see exactly if they wanted to go for like a heavy gank to push strat and really play that full European style, or what they're exactly going to go with it. On the other hand, Sand King did get picked up. That's going to be a little bit of a good way of delaying their push. If he does rank Caustic, or if he just decides to Sandstorm on tower, one way or another, he can provide a lot of problems with the fact that they don't have a ground target stun. They have Brewmaster who can clap on the ground, that does some damage to him, but Rubik's stun and Chaos Knight's stun both are ground target, and they're going to counter that with a Lina pickup. Haven't seen Lina in a long time, holy crap, but her pillar light array, I think, I can't recall the exact name, light strike array, there we go, and she W's on the ground right where the Sand King's sandstorming and brings him out, so that's going to be a really good pickup. Obviously they would have preferred a Lishrak, but Lishrak did get first picked out by CLG, so the Lina's going to be playing that, picking up there. Not sure who's going to play that specific hero, but they only have a couple options left, so we'll see. But yeah, Synderen, I can't wait. Yeah, okay, actually, no, I didn't realize that it actually says the names here with this new interface. But yeah, F-King Mad playing the Lina, Synderen on the Chaos Knight, Funzy on the Lone Druid. Definitely love some Funzy Lone Druid. And then Socks picking up the Brew, and Kebab picking up the Rubik. So definitely going to see a support Rubik there. He doesn't like to go too item dependent, but hopefully he gets enough survivability to pick off some really nice Invoker spells. Or even, now that I think about it, you could probably get when Night Stalker silences somebody other than Rubik, hopefully, Rubik could actually steal the silence and put it on the Invoker to negate his spell spamminess that really caused a lot of grief there. But we'll see exactly what they end up doing with it. I mean, it'll just kind of vary from fight to fight. But Lacoste definitely going to go on that Enchantress, like I was saying. Pycat going to go mid with, well, actually, that's the question of laning. Pycat could go solo top, or Night Stalker could go solo top. But really, Sand King might... I honestly don't think a 3-1-1 setup would be that strong. They don't have the Radiant side, so Enchantress can't really jungle. She can't really suicide lane. That's what I meant to say. Sand King could suicide lane, but it wouldn't really be very beneficial. And Miracle and Pycat really just would be throwing themselves out there way too much. So overall, I think a 2-1-2 would be more appropriate. Maybe a dual lane in the middle lane, and then a solo on the safe. But overall, with that jungler, they're going to have a couple of solos. So maybe what they're going to do is send the Night Stalker in middle lane, have Lacoste in the jungle, covering Pycat on top lane, and then have the Sand King Lishrak combo going on bottom, and then maybe the Lishrak will roam to gank a little bit, or even the Sand King once he gets a couple ranks in Burrow. But we'll see exactly what they want to do with that. Coming out from the Radiant side, I'm guessing a Chaos Knight. Yeah, Chaos Knight Lina are going to dual lane, hopefully mid. Then I could do like a Kebab Socks on bottom lane with a Funzy top, or you could switch that around and have Kebab and Socks go on top, depending on how they want to counter lane. What they would predict from CLG, where they think they're going to be going, and where mTw wants to be going based on that. But overall, this is shaping up to be a really fun game. Looking at all the hero pickups, overall, I mean, just looking at it, this is not like the super Navi style crazy pushing strategy. This is going to be a really solid team fight, back and forth gank fest and I'm just going to have to try to keep up. Guys, I'm relatively new to casting, just keep that in mind. So hopefully I do not miss too much of the action, but definitely between these two lineups, I'm really thinking there's going to be quite a lot of action. Funzy has taken his place with the bear up top, actually going for the Orb of Venom early maybe, I don't know. But right now we're seeing a lot of otherwise action on bottom lane. Now the bear cannot teleport back. Yeah, he's just covering runes. But the bear cannot teleport back, which means that they're going to be fighting without the bear in this next team fight, which is coming right up. Night Stalker coming in the lead, Burrow Strike, or Sand King coming right behind him, Miracle right there. Get a little bit of vision onto Socks. They kind of see each other, scout each other out a little bit. Pycat has no skills whatsoever, and here comes the Chaos Knight with the Chaos Bolt available. If he can just pick it up onto anybody, really. Gets on 2 second stun on the Chaos Knight, going to get a Light Strike array hitting 2. Fade Bolt go across, doing a lot of damage. Clap going off Burrow Strike. Now Cinder is taking a lot of damage. He has to watch himself get Split Earth, and he's going to drop down from that 2 second stun. Shock's just trying to get a little bit more off. Nice stun by Lena, a little bit more attack, and one more attack on Mitch is going to drop him down too. So 1-1, or 2-1 actually. Who was the other one that dropped? That was not only Cinderin, but they were able to kill off Sand King first, yeah. Okay, so, and Miracle is he's gonna survive just barely, and just needs a little bit more auto attack there. Overall, I'm surprised they only CLG win on that so hard and didn't lose so many more, because honestly, Enchantress and Invoker are almost entirely worthless in that level 1 fight. Sand King and Leshrac do add a lot to it, but overall, the fact that having almost no effective spells from these two, getting away with only 1, and I think they got the first blood. No, Lena actually got first blood onto Sand King. He was the first kill, and then Chaos Knight dropped, and followed by Night Stalker. So 2-1 in favor of mTw, and they did get the first blood. So right off the bat, that's going to be very, very happy for them. As far as lanes go, Nico's going to try to solo up the top lane, get a couple of ranks at Burrow Strike. He'll be perfectly fine there. 1v1 against the Lone Druid. I'm not sure if he'll want to rank Caustic Finale there, because it can harass the bear down, but the bear overall, he just has a lot of HP, straight up. I mean, 900 now, but he's going to get more and more. As far as, I guess we're looking at kind of a pseudo-aggressive tri-lane on bottom lane. If the Enchantress can jungle offensively, can take control of the jungle a little bit, get a couple good creeps, a Satyr maybe, or Centaur would be beautiful, then they can actually do a lot of pressure against this team here. Once Miracle gets at level 2, the Edict does a lot more damage off lane, and suddenly the zone that Radiant mTw is picking up over on this west side here is going to be a lot less safe, because that Edict will just tear into them like non-stop. Fade Bolt picked up, so no telekinesis at the moment, but they're just trying to make sure Cinderin's able to farm as effectively as possible. And once he gets, maybe a good drum treads, or an armlet even, just something along those lines, he'll be able to do a lot more pressure there. And they also have a lot of opportunity to get arcane boots with Lena, and I was just looking at him, Rubik can pick that up very well. Just a little bit harassed back and forth. Mitch trying to get some last hits with this Void, but he has to watch himself. He's kind of in a tough position. I mean, Miracle is here, and 2 creeps on the cost. He's all ready to take some action here, so maybe we'll see them getting some action. Oh, they're stopping the creep pull, making sure they cannot deny too much, and with these creeps, they provide a lot of AoE damage. They can just burn through these creeps real quick. So they're actually pulling the creeps, but telekinesis comes out. Chaos Bolt, 2 second stun again, but he's not going to be able to put too much damage pressure on him, because Cinderin has to watch himself. Slowed down by the Void, getting blocked in by the Satyr, and he's going to drop down. Just a little bit more auto attack damage brings him down. Enchantress getting the kill on that. So nice, really nice micro from Lacoste. Picking up the Satyr, blocking him out a little bit, body block it, and doing some burst damage with those creeps there. That Miracle 2 second stun is just provide a lot of pressure against Cinderin, and make sure that he cannot mobilize. So that Chaos Knight actually has really good base movement speed. You're looking at 325 without a single increase item-wise. A little bit of 1v1 action. Rank 2 Sandstorm finally picked up. That means he can perma Sandstorm if he wants to, but of course it does cost quite a bit of mana, and that's something you're going to have to watch. Rotation of Lacoste going kind of towards middle lane, but he doesn't have any creeps. He's looking for some spawns in the jungle. They do have a Centaur picked available if he does happen to wander that direction. But meanwhile, the 1v1, Pycat going for a Quads Wex Bug. We're going to see some EMT Tornado action. It's going to be a lot of fun there. Overall, I think that's a pretty good pickup in the fact that not only Brewmaster, but also Chaos Knight are very mana reliant. And if they're only going to be picking up 2 Arcane Boots, quick maxing Wex strategy can be very devastating. Oh, gotta watch the bear. 100 gold to the Sand King. He did get the kill on the bear. The Lone Druid Funzy just summoning it just a second too late. If he had summoned it before that auto attack went off, he would have kept some life and not fed 100 gold, but that's how it went down. So Edict does get picked up on the Leshrac, and like I said, if he actually can get like a Void into a... I can't draw on the map, unfortunately. I missed that because I like drawing on the map, but oh well. Just have to make do without it. But if he actually gets a Void into a Split Earth, and then some Edict damage, he can just bring down one of these 2 supports extremely quickly, and even the 2 to 3 second stun on Chaos Knight won't be able to save them too much out of it. Of course, a lot of damage can come out from that Fade Bolt, doing 20 damage there. Nigma just kind of maintaining his Sandstorm, like I was saying. Only costs 50 mana every minute, or 40 seconds. So, Regen on Invoker, trying to hold the middle lane. If you're looking at last hits, Panda actually doing really well, or Brewmaster, sorry. Totally not the same. Totally brown guy. Brown bear man. But he's picking up 19 last hits and 3 denies, with just pretty close. Pycat not too far behind with that 73. Kind of to be expected in the sense that without the Exhort, he doesn't have as much last hit damage. He also didn't pick up a Punch Dagger for the Blaze of Attack for the Phase Boots yet. But overall, he does have a nice attack speed with this Wex. He's got like 6% increase, and he's doing some action. Cold Snap, and he's Mana Burned, he can't clap, and the stun coming out for the Centaur, he just needs a little more auto attack. Pycat has the mobility, and he's going to take him down. So it takes a little bit of tower hits, but overall, nice pickup onto the Brewmaster of Lacoste rotating in. Now, he did pick up he did actually pick up a Centaur from somewhere else, but one or another, he has another one available if he decides that. Now, whether or not they choose to push the tower, they do have another 200 hit points on the Centaur. They have the Siege Creep here, so that's actually really effective for them. But here comes Brewmaster porting back in. Sock's playing that, sorry, I forgot. But he does have his bottle. He has some pretty good sustain when he's not getting bursted down, but overall the Cold Snap can keep on them really well, especially when multiple targets are fighting against it. Centaur going to drop in a few seconds, but Funzy having a good time on the top lane, 20 CS, so actually heading up CS, the 2 mTw team members, and that's good for them, along with Pycat not doing, or Cinder not doing too bad himself. Pycat, of course, doing fine, because he's Invoker, and Invoker has amazing lane sustainability, but overall he does have to watch himself, because Brewmaster has more of the same. And now he does have his ultimate available. A lot of action going down here. Fucking Mad actually losing some HP, getting hit by that Edict really hard. If nighttime pops, Void goes down, has an Urn Charge available, going to pop it on Gabop right here, should anyways. And Lacoste, a little more damage, has the net in 3 seconds, and just needs to do one more Void on him, will bring him down. And that's going to be a double kill for the stand-in Mitch. Nice play there. Just perfect timing on that team fight, waiting maybe like 8 seconds before the nighttime to get them out of position. Pycat does pick up the Invis before the Brewmaster can bottle it. But overall, really nice action there. And that'll get some nice gold and potential phase boosts shortly to, just taking out some creeps, to the Night Stalker. And 2 Urn Charges gives him the potential to do some aggressive action or keep the teammate alive. Non-combat heal, of course, but that's not too big a deal for him. Does pick up the phase boots, going to be going for drum next, most likely. Does have the wand as well. Not actually going to get too many charges of it in the middle lane, but I can definitely see he's going to get plenty of charges as soon as team fights actually start happening in 2 to 3 players. But Lacoste does not have any creeps available right now, but just the mobility of this Night Stalker with the Void, going for a Split Earth, going to drop down the Cinderin, and he's just going to Edict, doesn't even need to stun him. Now he does, because F-King Mad landing a perfect Light Strike array, but he's going to void him down right here. Oh wow, nice telekinesis, and Cinderin is actually going to juke behind the trees. Mitch wants him, but he's not going to be able to find him, and really nice play by his 2 supports there, stunning him out and making sure that the Night Stalker couldn't stick on top of him. Yeah, otherwise, without them, Cinderin would be toast. But overall, he got the salve. He has a bottle coming up as soon as the courier is ready and available. Where is the courier? I was delivering 2 middle. Ferrying the bottle for Socks. He doesn't have any rune control right now. No wards on the rune for anybody. Literally, they generally expire around 6 minutes, but nobody's refreshed any wards at this point in time, and so he's not able to refill the bottle. But nice stun coming out from Miracle, going to Split Earth, and that telekinesis is going to drop back the Edict, but he's still going to do so much damage to him. And with that Urn Charge, another auto attack or 2. Wow. Okay, there we go. And he's going to drop down now, and this tower is going to be vulnerable. There's only one hero left, Kabap, level 4, and rank 2 Edict can chow through that tower's hit points very rapidly, especially if Enchantress picks up a nice creep 2 tank, which they do have. Nothing available at the moment, but that's not too big a deal. Pycat using his mobility, using his phase boots and his Wex to get from rune to rune, and that's forcing Socks to occupy the courier near constantly, varying the bottle back and forth and kind of making the courier play the role of Milkman instead. Socks going in for a good clap, but he does. Oh, there's just Light Strike away, and wow, Lena just bursting down double kill easily with that rank 2 Dragon Slave, now rank 3. And just good positioning, good. Once they put that ward up, which is just literally only within the past 19 seconds was put up, they were able to get some good positioning on the 2 enemy heroes and bring down CLG. So now it's 5 to 6, a little bit more even. K Diddy, Lena getting the most kills, followed by Night Stalker. And yeah, just standing, just kind of roaming around. He's actually going for treads over phase, so he just wants to kind of do some semi-carry type stuff, get some more attack speed. Coupled with his 75 bonus attack speed, he'll be getting the, I think it's like 30 from treads and be able to do that much more auto attack damage, and the wand shortly after that. But yeah, just amazing. A really nice light striker raise from the Lina. Overall, just Lina's not that really common of a pick because Leshrac kind of outshines her as far as the push element goes, but she's still very powerful in ganking, and if she gets set up by a Chaos Bolt, she'll be able to apply a lot of pressure, a lot of action going on. Funzy with Miracle, everybody's over there already. Burrow Strike came in, rank 4 Burrow Strike because he did solo, and they're actually going to go on to Lina. A couple more hits going in. Sock's going to do a clap, trying to bring down Sand King. Burrow Strike goes through, but he ultimates, and that's going to be the death of Nikwa, as well as possibly the cost if he can just get this tornado off. He needs to wind walk into tornado. There, he just got it just with the vision. Dispels it, stuns it with the earth. Oh, no, going to fall back here. Make sure that the earth, he knew that his HP, he wasn't, oh, well, with that, yeah, with that invoker, he's going to drop down quick. A cold snap, still has a few seconds left, and no chance for him at all. So, they didn't have the vision. They have nice, mTw has nice vision on the bottom lane, but right now the top is completely insecure, and Pygat was able to slip right in behind really nicely there. So, overall, yeah, and he's going to be going for that drum in no time at all. Very close to it. But yeah, it was a good play over for the... sorry, fucking mad, actually, just getting dived on. They could care less about this tower. Now we got some TPs going in, the tornado going off, and with the last bit of damage from Kabab, he's going to go down. But Night Stalker, so much HP, so much tank ability, 3 charges. He's not going to keep on diving past tier 2, but he doesn't have to worry about tier 1 whatsoever. Until he gets 4 seconds stunned anyways. And meanwhile, Funzy's using his that bear, using that demolish, and pushing that middle lane really hard. And if Pycat actually has no mana, gets caught out, has 4 charges, 5 charges, but they're not actually going to be able to follow up on him because that Night Stalker's nearby. And speaking of which, dropping some damage on the Lina, and here comes a Burrow Strike on him, just doing so much damage. Clap goes off, but with the tornado, she's going to drop down. Ulti off, cooldown for a while. And this Sand King actually going, when he went 1v1, actually still going on Socks. Thought they were going to fall back, but apparently not. Well, still can wand out another Void if he needs to, and he definitely does. And if he can just get some vision on him, but he's going to have to fall back. The Bear gets an Entangle Proc, and with the Fade Bolt, that's going to drop down. Really nice. I would call it luck, but that's the RNG of the game, is getting the damage on that Spirit Bear. Sand King, Aniqua going to Burrow Strike out to keep himself alive. But yeah, Sand King doing really surprisingly well right now, although he's only 1, 2, and 3 as far as KDA. He's been on the solo lane against the Lone Druid, and he's been able to just Sandstorm and avoid the harass, allowing him to get really high experience, if I can remember the hotkey for that. Yeah, his EXP per minute is just under Invokers, and that's actually going to be very beneficial in the fact that he has a rank 4 Burrow Strike already, and he's going to be getting a rank 2 Epicenter pretty quickly too. As far as his gold goes, he's still very far off from a Blink Dagger, but he has the Arcane Boot, so he has the sustain, and that's going to help him out. He's already been very active in the past couple encounters there. Just going to push Cinderin off, but actually misses with the Burrow, no big deal. Regenerates about half that from Fountain, just from TPing in, but some action coming in from Radiant. mTw they have a Sentry Ward and they have an Invis Rune on Lina. Perfect combo there, but Sand King did break the Invis, and he perhaps knows what's going on because he is being very cautious at this point. Maybe looking for a creep pull, maybe just looking to... Yeah, they see everybody but Lina. Lina's the one who might be able to catch him out in a bad spot, but he's just going to abandon the lane. They're going to be moving to push this tower here. They took down the tier 1 for free, but now CLG is going to be looking at this tier 1 really quickly. Last hit goes to Enchantress. Previous last hit going to Lone Druid. So, and no surprise at all. With that bear doing 63 and it's like bonus building damage of 40%. Cinderin taking off the last hit on that tower there, but they're not stopping. They're not stopping middle lane. The Edict damage and the tank from this Centaur, they do not have the fortifications, already down to 1/3 HP, with the EMP kind of pulling them back a little bit. Lena's all by herself. Now Cinderin coming in, but this tower is already down to 300 HP, and they need to maintain this if they're going to stay mobile, to be able to TP out outside their base.
Bottom tower is under attack.
But yeah, so Lacoste actually going for double bracer. The drum is picked up on the Invoker, so he's not going to be building anything out of those, but he just decides he needs that survivability, that sustainability, and he's going to continue with that there. What kind of boost he goes, whether he's going to go Arcane Boots to help out Cinderin and the Brewmaster Socks against the EMP, that's remains to be seen, but overall he does have plenty of options available there. As far as CS goes, the Lone Druid is leading it, and as far as what items he's got, he doesn't have anything on the bear at all. That's very unorthodox. Usually you put actually most of your items on the bear, but he's got his Tranquil, he's saving up, he's trying to get as fast of a radiance as possible, and right now, with a couple tower kills, and with that those creep kills, he's actually very close to managing that. He has to watch his cooldowns. His bear is obviously very low, but deny on the mid tower, or bottom tower, sorry. I'm guessing that it was low, but I wasn't really catching that. Top tower was denied. They were able to push him off that and drop down below 10%, denying half the gold that they would have generated for it, and that's always a win for them. So, Tornado EMP going to come out in a second here. Sock's trying to leave, does actually manage it, and so they're actually looking at top lane. Sand King just has to keep moving, keep his eye on things, but Miracle also not the best spot at all. Synderen very fast with these treads here, and if he can just get a little bit of vision. Oh man, he got an auto attack, but he did not get the Chaos Bolt, not enough reaction time. But on bottom lane, Funzy trying to farm, trying to get that last bit of the Sacred Relic, but they're going to catch him out with this Night Stalker so fast. Looking at almost 500 movement speed with this treads and the nighttime, but the nighttime just ended. It was artificial, and that's, yeah, obviously it's not second night just yet. So anyways, his rank 1 ultimate just ended, and they're actually at a very vulnerable point right now for their team setup. Although they're doing pretty well in the sense that they're leading on kills by 5 and taking names with the towers. Overall, this time period of 130 some seconds, Night Stalker is completely in the daytime, and there's nothing he can do about it. He's much slower in the daytime. Obviously, like he was at 500. Now he's not even close to 400. He's building a BKB, which I completely agree with the Rubik and Synderen stuns, as well as what comes out of the Brewmaster once he pops that ultimate, and even action from Lena. It does not stop the Entangle proc from the bear, but he probably doesn't expect the bear to be focusing him too hard. They're going to be mostly actually focusing down the bear. The role of the bear, once he gets that Radiance, is kind of just stay active, get some pokes in with damage when you can, but overall just make sure that the bear maintains presence and is able to do damage to everybody overall with that aura. Now, as far as wards go, they are doing Roshan, obviously, you saw that on the screen. They do have one Radiant Ward. They saw them going in this general direction, so they're going to actually have to fall back. Pops a Tornado, tries to see if they can pull anybody off. Did not dispel the Haste Rune, though, and he did pick up Tornado of his own. So that's a really good Tornado, High Quas, and Wex. Probably the best spell that Invoker has available in his arsenal at the moment, because he did not skill any Exhort. And that's the one that uses all the elements he does have that he has been scaling up. He does have his Force Staff, so he does get him so much mobility with this Wex. You can see how fast he's running already with his Phase Boots and Wex. Maybe not as fast as Night Stalker, but still very fast indeed. And with the Force Staff, it'll be even more so. But they were just poking a little bit extra damage at the Roshan. They can do a lot with it, with the Enchantress, not only her heal, but her enchants, and then also with Edict from Miracle. However, they just knew that they didn't have the vision option available. Kind of just wards counteracting each other. Sentry ward here, trying to cover it. If they did have vision up on this cliff, they would actually be able to counter ward it with this. I'm pretty much positive. But right now they're just opting to, during the daytime, CLG's plan is just to farm and set themselves up for the next nighttime, where they can be mobile, where they can gank, and that's exactly what they need to do. And right now, mTw is not forcing the issue on it. They really want that Radiance, and so while CLG is playing the delay game for nighttime, actually, never mind, Pycat jumping in on to Funzy. He has no mana, has no way to get his mobility buff Rabid, and with the Cold Snap, he's got 4 staffs forward, and he's going to drop him down, Burrow Strike, finish him off. So nice, good Entangle proc, but not only with that 4 staff, but also with Niqua on the ball, and he has his Blink Dagger available with a rank 2 Epi. Really can't wait to see what he can do with that. Obviously, staying in, haven't seen his skill with the initiation, but he picked up the Sand King, and that's his role. So we'll see some major magic damage come out of him, and this could be a time period where in just another minute or two, they can really push really hard. Alacrity coming out, and yeah, overall they're just going to be able to do a lot of damage there. F-King Mad just trying to pull them off the tower as best he can. But overall, Blink Dagger available. Maybe a lot of Sand Kings like to pick up a single smoke, so they can be, as long as they're 900 units away or whatever it is, they are able to negate the enemy from seeing the Sand King ulti coming, and can just be all on top of them, and that's going to be really beneficial to them. Synderen does have rank 1 Phantasm, does not have his level 11 just yet. Tornado coming out from both Kabap and from Pycat, and they're just kind of testing each other out, trying to do some extra damage, and they were able to stay them long enough for Lishrak to get the last hit on the tower, which is exactly what they want. If you're looking at the gold graph, with these tower kills, they're actually definitely definitely leading ahead, and then the fact that nighttime is coming out, it even signals more for them, not only with the Sand King initiation, but with that Night Stalker's mobility. Night Stalker and Pycat are the fastest things on the planet when that nighttime hits, and it's going to be much in their favor as far as mobility and map control goes. And as far as experience, you can see the same thing, up by 6 kills, and it's definitely showing that. And as soon as they get a window, they have the opportunity to be looking at this Roshan as well, and that's definitely what they want. So farm from this lone druid. He does pick up his relic, and he's going to be, how much gold? Yeah, he's halfway to the recipe, and once he picks that up, he's going to be doing much better. And one thing you'll keep in mind is he did pick up the Radiance, which counters the Blink Dagger on Sand King pretty nicely. So if there's a circumstance where Sand King is trying to channel Zeppi, trying to jump in on the opposing team, but then, okay, lots of action on Cinderin, just Burrow Strike, and the mobility from Night Stalker drops him down really quickly. Rank 2 ultimate not popped yet. That's a mistake. He should pop it as soon as he can, but the fact that they got the kill on Cinderin, got to be happy about that, taking the carry down. Well, I mean, I guess, yeah, there's 2 carries, of course, with Funzy, and he's probably going to be doing more damage than even Cinderin at this point in time, even though he was on the suicide. It's 1 versus 1-ing. But like I said, they're going to take that small time period, that small window, bringing somebody down, and they're going to use that opportunity to take Roshan. Possibly put on the Night Stalker. Could put on the Shrek, but he's been playing very supportively and doesn't have his Bloodstone yet. So I would say Night Stalker would probably be a best bet with the fact that he has a BKB. Now, a lot of damage with that Cold Snap, with that Edict, and he's going to be not too much longer for this world, dropping the Aegis and giving them plenty of gold and experience in the meantime. Tornado keeping the clear vision up, making sure that they got the vision, and yeah, it's going to go to the Night Stalker. Happy about that. So, yeah, like I said, I cannot stress enough the mobility of this team. The fact that Pycat and Night Stalker can be anywhere they want, not max movement speed, but darn near close to it, and with that Force Staff, it's and the Blink Dagger initiation from Sand King. So if they catch somebody out, if they get just a little bit of vision on somebody, it's going to be timeout for them, nap time, whatever you want to call it. They're going to be forced to either fall back and turtle, or they're going to be dropped down and taken down as a kill and sent back to the fountain. So we will see. Drum going to be coming out from Lena in not too long at all. The Brewmaster does have his own blink available, and they are smoking up. They got 3 on smoke. Cinderin did not catch in it. Maybe that's kind of a feint. They're saying, oh, we see Cinderin here. Generally speaking, when you smoke, they're like, okay, well, we don't see anybody at all on the map. We got to play carefully. But if you see like 1 or 2 heroes and you want to be like, hey, let's counter regress them, but then a couple others come out of nowhere, that can actually turn the fights in your favor dramatically. So, but what they're doing is they're just Nequist holding the tower right now. Does have the Epi available, hide in the trees, Epi blink over. As long as he doesn't get picked off by that Radiance, the Bear does have that aura available, and you can see if he's just a little bit closer. He's just out of range. He's going to blink in. Epi coming in. Blink Dagger going now, and Gorilla Strike across onto Funzy, doing a lot of damage there. Panda ulti going off, but the damage coming from Lena, just bringing down the Sand King. He's going to drop down real quick. And then BKB coming from Mitch. He does have the Aegis available too, but he does get entangled going nowhere fast, and he's going to be almost locked down. He does get a little bit of heal from that wand charge, and you might be alright. Nice split earth coming across. Cinderin trying to get some kills, trying to get some action in. As Nequa did fly back and is jumping back in with that blink. And now mTw is the ones that are going to be on the run, but there's no running from this. Like I said, Pycat, Mitch can go anywhere they want, and they're going to get out at least a couple more kills. Nice Burrow Strike coming in from Kebab, stealing the Sand King's stun and sending it right back at them. 3 stuns out there, and with the damage that was a very extended fight, and with this Radiance ticking away, it's going to just drop them down more and more. And now with an Entangle proc, and the Burrow Strike getting stunned again, Kebab amazing with those burrows, double burrow for him, and that's going to bring down another kill there, bringing it much more in line to where they want to be. They took down an Aegis, and they won that team fight in terms of kills, along with getting a buyback and a kill on the Sand King. So you're worried about like an Aghanims or a Shiva's coming out of him, or maybe a BKB or to stop that Radiance. Actually, that's a pretty good counter for the Radiance thing. But anyways, he's not going to be getting anything like that anytime soon, because he just spent how much on buyback? I don't think there's a hotkey for this. Okay, so it actually says... Yeah, they changed this over the past couple weeks. Before it was last week, it was they just showed you the number, which I thought was kind of worthless. Now they show you yes or no, do they have that available, and do they have the money for it. And so with that, a lot of buybacks action been coming off recently, or maybe that's the fact that I don't know. Anyways, but the cost was 635, along with 2 deaths. That's going to cost Sand King quite a bit. So jumping back. As far as levels go, Invoker topping out with level 14 definitely needs that to make sure that his Quals and Exhort get built up. You can get some Forward Spirits out maybe, or just overall just putting a lot of damage pressure out. and making sure that Tornado is a good disable along with it. One way or another, Funzy, Kabap, and the F-King Mad on the Radiant team playing very supportively well on the bottom lane, but now they are actually hurting for experience, and that's going to be just a feast for Nightstalker to jump in on that. He's going for Aghanims now. Beautiful pickup on that. He's got this BKB. Now he's going to be looking for the clear vision provided by his ultimate. Well, it's not his ultimate per se. It's just clear vision in general, and he's halfway to it. That's going to be very high pressure, but grouping up here in the jungle, if they can just see, they saw PyCat pushing, now they have to see if they're going to be able to initiate on a team fight. Sox just blew his clap, so maybe not. We'll be seeing very shortly, but the Sanking ultimate is available once more, and he's going to be looking for a non-radianced Blink Epi as best as possible. EMP does go off on Funzy, but he doesn't need too much mana in of himself, and with a couple of Arcane Boots, he's going to be perfectly fine there. So now a lot of action going to start happening. Sox blows his ultimate, claps one person. Mitch all alone. He does have the BKB, but here comes the Sand King Burrow Strike. Kabab picks it up once more. Going to be looking for an epicenter now. Miracle in the air going to drop down real quick. And yeah, now Mitch is the one that gets Burrow Strike. Maybe Cinderin has a lot of damage there, but Epi, huge Epi coming in. Cinderin dropping down, Funzy right after him. EMP going off, and he's just has no chance whatsoever. Sox has nothing else for him, and now Kabab has to run for his life. He does a nice Burrow Strike, but everybody's almost full health, and it's not going to be enough. Just completely annihilate that. Triple kill for Sand King. Burrow striking all over the place. So much damage coming out from that epicenter, and that's going to just completely wipe the team. Miracle did buy back, I suppose, but he's going to be a long walk in. And meanwhile, they're going to do a huge push onto the bottom tower. They're going to be able to take this tower, and then they might be able to do like half damage to this tower, but most likely they're going to have to just fall back. Although nighttime is theirs, daytime is not too long. I don't understand why the stand-in is not using darkness. Apparently, he doesn't get the mechanic of the daytime aspect of it, but as far as I know, he hasn't used it the entire night, and that means the night lasts substantially less time. There's just no reason for that. I understand not using it towards the end of the night because you want to have it available when daytime does strike, but as far as I know, he did not use it once during that nighttime, and that's not going to help him whatsoever. But whatever, it's kind of a little tiny bit of a issue that doesn't really change the fact that they just wiped a huge team fight. KDA, Nightstalker going for 11 assists along with 6 kills, and was it Lacoste picking up the 11 assists with 5 kills, and then Sand King just going 5-4-6, doing pretty well for himself. Got plenty of money. Actually going to be looking for a Veil of Discord with that robe, and that's going to be putting out a lot of damage there. I should have noticed that with the Helm of the Iron Will, but not a big deal. Radiant's finished up, going to be able to farm a lot more CS. Actually over 131. He's not the top, but he's very close to it. Actually, PyCat, it's almost like he's playing Morphling the way he's farming these creeps. He's covering up so much GPM, going to have his sheep stick in no time at all. And with that scythe comes a lot of pain on Cinderin, who doesn't have a BKB, and that's about it. I mean, you could definitely shape anybody, but as far as trying to take out huge damage sources in a team fight, Cinderin's going to be the main thing to drop out. Not enough point to take out Brewmaster, and Lone Druid, his damage comes as much from the bear as from himself. So definitely going to be picking off the Chaos Knight, who honestly isn't doing that great. You're looking at 80 last hits for Cinderin. He plays him much more as a ganker than a farmer, but he really needs to pick up a BKB or something along those lines. Sand King finishing up his Veil, and that's going to be so much pain coming out. And if you thought the previous Epicenter was bad, I can't wait to see the next one. It's just going to be very devastating. Funzy, moving around, has his Vladimirs now, actually. I'm guessing that's just for the armor aura more so than anything else. I mean, lifesteal on the bear, lifesteal on the panda, not that big a deal. Lifesteals are actually really good for Chaos Knight, but because he doesn't have a lifesteal mechanism built into him, it almost feels like he should, in the fact that he's so, tanky, durable, and he just puts out that much damage with crits and everything. But no, he's not Skeleton King, he's Chaos Knight, and he definitely needs some lifesteal. So that 15% with those 3 melee, assuming Lone Druid is in melee form, will be beneficial overall, along with the nice passive +5 armor is the big thing. The Edict from... I keep on thinking it's PyCat playing, but it's Miracle playing the Lishrak. The Edict from Lishrak only has rank 4 Bloodstone right now. The auto attack damage from the Enchantress, not counting your Impetus, and then the autos from Nightstalker. All of that, he does have his Aghanims, by the way, but anyways, all of that applied will enable them to do a lot of mitigate a lot of physical damage with that 5 armor from the Vlads. So it's a decent pickup. So a lot of carries. Okay, never mind. Not gonna talk about that. Got action from the Burrow Strike coming out from onto Cinderin. Mitch pops the Nighttime, doing so much silence onto Sox. He's not gonna be able to. His ultimate is delayed, but he is gonna get it off. Does have that double damage available. Kebab taking so much damage. Does have the Burrow, but he needs to survive. 50 HP, and the Bear's actually getting really low here. Funzy doesn't have much more HP now, and if the Bear dies, he's gonna die. And a Burrow Strike, nice Burrow coming in from Kebab, keeping him alive, but where's that Bear? Where is that Bear? I don't know, but apparently the Bear got out alive and he's going to be alright. Or it already died and I'm just talking like an idiot. But anyways, Blink Dagger is up at 4 seconds if they do choose to pursue, but TP is coming out. Funzy very mobile when he gets that Rabid, and it shouldn't be a big deal at all. So they're just going to be pushing down creeps. Overall, I don't think that cost them really anything too much on either side. I mean, they did lose Cinderin. mTw is not too happy about that, but overall, the game's progressing, and they do have the late game carries. They do have very scalable heroes, and that's going to be what they're looking for. Matt coming out Enchantress, definitely needed somebody to pick that up, and she's definitely very available for that. And honestly, looking at it, CLG has very item-dependent heroes. Invoker can do a lot with his Scythe, which he does have available now, so maybe he's not so item-dependent now, but anyways, prior to this, he was very item dependent. Leshrac needs that tank ability, needs that mana sustain to become kind of a semi-carry in the intellect sense anyways. And then, of course, Night Stalker playing semi-carry role with his Black King Bar and his finished Aga. He's going to be wanting the gold just as much as well. So somebody's got to play support, might as well be Lacoste, he's great at it. And he's just kind of keeping that coverage, drum, mech, all that good stuff. Pipe maybe in the future, but honestly, there's not that much AoE magic damage. Lena and Rubik are really the only real magic damage dealers, other than maybe a clap from Brewmaster. Not too big a deal. I mean, I'm not saying there's not magic damage, especially with the Radiance. Pretty much one pipe can mitigate an entire 8 seconds of Radiance. The entire duration of it will mitigate. But nice action going on to F King Matt. He has no chance whatsoever. Long range tornado from Pycat. Now they're going on to Sox. He does not have he does have ultimate. Nope. He does not. He just was able to clap and get out there. So nice damage from Epicenter coming in, going across Neeko, just burn it down. But now the Kebab is actually did Epicenter as well, bringing down, sending the damage right back in that direction. Sorry, I got lost a little bit in that team fight. Anyways, Neeko getting 2 seconds stun on with the Entangle Brock is going to go down, but Mitch is up and running. Nighttime is not available until 3 seconds from now. He's going to be able to void him and should be able to bring him down. The Blink Dagger was not on cooldown, but now it is off cooldown, and he is jumping out. So Night Stalker's going to have to go for a run. We'll see if Mitch is okay. That Aghanims, the Nighttime Aghanims enabled him to see in this full circle. If you see the minimap, he can see anywhere on that. No juking from him. So as best of a try as the Brewmaster had, he was not able to get out. But now he's BKB'd, but he's entangled. Goes through the BKB. 1 second left on it. And nice Sunstrike coming out. He just needs one more auto, and he's going to drop down. Now Mitch is going to have to drop out. He does have auto attacks. He should be at least hitting this bear while he's disabled, but he's just has one mindset right now: get out as fast as possible. Has wand, he needs to just keep on running. He has the nighttime advantage, and the Radiance is so close. It's going to bring him down. Nice action, nice mobility from the Rabid and the drum onto the bear, and he was able to keep up with them. F-King Mad doing the rank 2 Laguna Blade and dropping him out, but now they're in a bad position. Miracle sees him, has a ward here, just for another second at least, and a same exact thing happening to him. Gets caught out by, stun, a tornado, whatever, and is able to resummon from the bear. Anyways, but gets sheeped and just gets caught off really, really quickly. So poor Lena dropping down. Her KDA went from a very high KD advantage to now she's looking at 4 to 8. Not doing too hot, but such is the life of the support, and both F-King Matt is very familiar with that. A lot of damage coming out. Alacrity and Edict going down onto Roshan. With Night Stalker down, I'm thinking it's either Pycat. Yeah, Pycat. He's got so much auto attack damage. I would definitely say he would be what it's looking for that. BKB almost finished on the track, and that'll be nice, but actually Cinderin looking to prevent this as best as possible. Plenty of HP still on him, and just ultimate coming out from the Panda. Lacoste just really in a bad spot. EMP, nice EMP, burning down everything Cinderin has, but overall there's still just so much HP that cannot sustain against them. Now Sand King does have his epi. If he just has enough good vision, jumping right back on top of him, and needs to burst strike back into it, but no, Kebab took it. He needs to kill Kebab, and with the Split Earth he's going to drop down now, but Miracle needs to watch himself. He put himself in a bad spot. Pulse Nova doing a lot of damage to Funzy, but that Laguna Blade, F-King Mad bring him down, they both drop down. Action from Wildcat, action from Lena, but they both fall, and Cinder's not going to be able to TP out. Now they have the option for Roshan, and they're going to take that Aegis. Sox is probably going to get out. He does have that blink, Blink, blink. Actually, not sure how he blinked when he got a clear auto attack on him, but it's just one of those silly little things. Anyways, BKB, Aghanim's. Now, is it Natural Knight is my question. I'm not 100% sure. I think it should be, but who knows. Anywho, FK Mad is literally the only... FK Mad and Socks are the only one that were able to, I would say, limp away from that fight. They weren't really damaged, but overall, they just a lot of back and forth. Dropping down that Funzy was a really key kill there, and focusing them down. Was able to do that. Kebab did steal the epicenter, but he didn't have no chance to use it because he was just locked down by the Night Stalker, and that's good play by him. And as his BKB is actually down to 6 seconds, he does have to watch that and keep that in mind because overall, okay, what did he steal? He got 4 spirits. He's got 2 of them. A little bit of armor reduction, but overall, I don't think it's going to be the game-changing black hole that everybody hopes it would be. Anyways, Leshrac needs to be looking at finish up his BKB, a couple hundred more gold, and then he really needs just to, his real goal should be starting to stay alive as much as possible in the next few fights. His Bloodstone, only rank 4. He's been back and forth, he's been applying a lot of pressure in the fights themselves, but if he can't get these charges, he really can't snowball that hard, and that's really what he needs. Along with that, I mean, you got the BKB coming, that'll help him quite a bit, especially against that Lina who keeps on focusing and very menacingly, kind of a little bit of rivalry action there, but overall, Miracle wants to get that farm up and just dish out that damage. He has rank 3 Pulse Nova. If he can get like an Aghanim's after that BKB, can just deliver a real large amount of hurt to his opponents. Might need to face boots in the meantime, but one way or another. Action going. KDA, we've been looking at that for a while. 10 on to the Night Stalker. Only 4 deaths, so that stand-in's doing extremely well. But Pycat farming away, doing his thing, and he's able to actually just get a lot of GPM, 3,600 gold. Whether he wants to save that for buyback or be looking for another item, what do you get on Invoker at this point? Aghanim's, of course, is the nice option. Bringing that Invoke cooldown from 5 seconds to 2 seconds enables you to just play with that many more spells in a team fight. I'm assuming he survives anyways, but that silence thing I was talking about with Rubik, not happening thus far. He's really focusing on that Sand King. Kebab really likes to play that Burrow Strike epicenter role, and so that's what he's been stealing from. He gets a Tornado occasionally, but overall, Smoke does come up onto Cinderin and the Lina as well. And what they're going to be doing with it, nobody really knows. But Drum Charges got a couple of those left. Overall, they really want to get this Brewmaster his... Oh wow, he's so close to level 16 and his rank 3. He should not be... Right now, I would not be farming, waiting for a team fight, waiting for a push. I would be getting to that farm right here, get that experience, get that level 16, and be that much more effective in the next encounter. So he's going to do that real quick. He's going to get rank 3 pandas. He's so close to his Aghanims as well. Only 400 off, less than that now. And if he could just get that, that's like ranking up his panda ulti twice in a matter of a minute or so. And that's what they kind of needed. But oh wow, Funzy, bad spot. Oh, Spirit Bear, okay. Still not the greatest spot ever, but he has another one available. So as long as they don't kill it again in the next 2 minutes, not the biggest deal in the world. Now Darkness is up again. It is definitely nighttime. He is maybe I miscalled that. Maybe he was just saving his darkness, and I was berating him a little bit too much. Sorry, Mr. Charizard, but overall, it's good to do your ultimate at nighttime because it extends the night the entire time. So as soon as nighttime hits, there's no reason to not pop your ulti immediately. But he is covering that well now, and that gives them the action of so much night that you don't know what to deal with. And with that Hunter in the Night and all of those other scaling factors, he just adds a lot of potency and pressure. But now they got to worry about this Assault Cuirass coming out from the Spirit Bear. He's got the two huge components from it. It's already beefy enough. I mean, he's got 2,700 health, but now giving that armor and the armor reduction to everybody else as well as the attack speed, giving him Entangle procs, it's just a really, really rough thing to deal with. Doesn't matter how fast you are or how BKB'd you are if you can't move whatsoever. 0%. So anyways, Pycat, nice positioning. We'll get ready for a big tornado or something along those lines, kind of drain some people out, making sure that they don't have that. Lina keeping her Arcane Boots on cooldown. Same with Rubik. They're just kind of trying to keep that up and going, but only 20 more gold on... Oh, look at the wrong hero. He has Aghanims. Okay, so he has Aghanims, and that's what he's going to be picking up. I wonder what Cinderin is going for. He's got that Vanguard, I guess BKB, but he's far off of that, so nothing too exciting there. Pycat falling back, just covering up this lane here. Takes a little bit of damage on the tier 3 tower, but not that big of a deal. Roshan has plenty of time, 6 minutes, so the Aegis on Pycat, I think. Yeah, Pycat has that Aegis, and is going to keep that and try to utilize that in his next team fight. That's going to be the big play, is trying to make sure that Not only is he staying alive to chain cast spells, but if he does have to sacrifice himself, he's back it up and going with a full health and mana bar, and can do that much more action there. Nice ice wall to make sure that people make some nice syllables there. Anyways, people keep where they are, and he can force staff ice wall, and that's a really good way of cleaning up a fight as well. Anyways, Miracle did finish up his BKB, and now he's looking for phase boots. And everything along those lines, just kind of... Oh, Tornado actually going for kind of a solo action on the Lena. See, she's running, she gets the Scythe, gets the Cold Snap, Forward Spirit's doing a lot of long-range auto attacks on her, and that's going to bring her down real quick. She really wants to stun him, but that's just mobility from Pycat. Picking off an easy solo kill, and now he's going to be looking for... Not crit, so... Maybe crit, maybe MKB, I don't know. I honestly haven't seen him get this farmed on a Invoker that he's been building for... physical damage with these Forward Spirits, melting 1 armor per auto attack, and there's 2 of them, so 2 every maybe second and a quarter, I don't know, but they do melt it very rapidly, and that does a lot more physical damage as it goes along. And he did pick up the MKB. The evasion on Brewmaster is very frustrating to deal with. Drunken Brawler, and with that dodge chance, he removed that 25% dodge, doesn't have to worry about that, and he's just able to knock him down pretty quickly. So that's pretty good physical damage. Takes down the Brew very cleanly, and with that Cold Snap, if they have enough focus on the Brewmaster, a simple Cold Snap can prevent him from ulting, because it does take him about a third of a second to get that Primal Split off, and he's just able to block him down really well. Of course, the Night Stalker ulti will accomplish this, or Night Stalker Crippling Fear will accomplish the same thing with that Silence, very long duration, but overall, just another thing to keep in mind. But now they're going to want to go. They have the Aegis, they have the limited time frame, and they have just so many items. They were doing a lot of pressure to the bear, already Cold Snapped and voiding him. He does have the Assault Cuirass that has so much aura that they need to really make sure this bear stays alive. mTw is relying and putting a lot of money on this bear just to see him go. Now, Lone Druid overall sitting with a decent... doesn't have much items on himself. He has the Tranquil Boots. He has a couple branches. But the bear has just got thousands upon thousands of gold worth of items. And that's how it's just providing that much pressure and that much damage to the team. Now, Chaos Knight does have his BKB available. 10-second BKB is going to be very important in this next fight. You'll see him pop it, and it's going to might even possibly change the game around. This Epicenter, although this Sand King has been playing a lot very close to the chest with his Epis, doing a really good job with that. The BKBs that have finally come out on here. This Brewmaster is barely affected by him. The Lone Druid does actually. Lone Druid, if he catches that on the bear himself, on the Druid himself, then he can really do some devastating damage. With the BKB coming out from Chaos Knight, makes him less susceptible to Scythe, less susceptible to all the AoE magic damage coming out from the Lishrak and Sand King. But they're just kind of controlling their borders, making sure they're very mobile. A little lag here, not too big a deal. But yeah, just kind of drawing lines in the sand and saying we want to control this area, make sure that we can still have the breathing room to farm and get a little bit more items as the game progresses, because we're at 41 minutes and so far it's been very action-packed, no signs of stopping. Yeah, there is a nice kill advantage, probably a nice experience. Yeah, over 10,000, and gold advantage over, wow, that's a very substantial experience advantage actually. Almost 1/3 of an experience advantage, but overall, still, actually, I miscalculated, that'd be closer to 50% experience increase, comparatively speaking. However, they might be just looking for the next Aegis. Looking at just covering up that bear. They keep damage on him. Yeah, the Druid's going to have to summon him back, and that's as good as killing it. So he does summon him, and that's going to cost him 2-minute cooldown on the most important, this is their carry right here, Mr. Bear. Mr. Spare Bear really needs to watch himself and keep himself really well covered. And Invoker's actually going to pause the game for that action there. Just got to, look back, check the streams for the Roshan time. Joking, of course. I don't believe that Pycat is a cheater. I'm just saying. I don't know what I'm saying. Fill in the gap, that's what casters do. And thanks for watching, guys, thus far. I'm having a blast with this. This is a very fun game, and overall, I'm just enjoying casting. Enjoying trying to bring some talent to this field specifically. I've only been casting for about 2 months, so as this video is going along, or right now while we're paused even, if you feel like leaving a comment below, should give me some feedback as far as how I'm doing, just some constructive criticism or whatever, I can take it. I just really want to improve overall as a caster while we watch Mr. Twitchy Rubik here. But I know that there's some things like hesitation, uhs, and ums. I gotta knock those out. I'm not really a public speaking type guy, but I love the game, and I'm just enjoying these casts so much, so I'm going to be looking at bringing the international to you guys when that's available. And in the meantime, we're just checking this out. So they're actually going to smoke instead of doing the Roshan, obviously, since that's not available for another 2 minutes, or a minute and a half. The Aegis timing, kind of limited there. But overall, moving forward with this, got the Aghanim's, got the, and they're just going to pop their nighttime. They're going to be going for it. They got the Aghanim's, they have tons of vision. They know where Kebab is. They're going to bring him down, silence on him, the Bro Strike on him. Synderen does pop his BKB pretty early, gets the ultimate off, and now Promo Split going off a lot of damage on Lacoste. And wow, he actually gets tornadoed by the Panda. Miscommunication there, but overall they're dropping on a Miracle now. His BKB is up, but physical damage is dropping hard on him, and he's going to get dropped down with that pull from the Chaos Knight. Reality Rift, and Synderen kind of run for his life right now, trying to TP out, but he gets knocked out by the Void and the Sheepstick. Pycat and Mitch giving him no quarters, knocking him out, and now the Forge Spirit's up in the air. Epicenter coming out, no damage. What are they epicentering? I don't understand what's going on. Okay, Bear is left, trying to get Pycat out of the bad situation, and they're going to drop him down, finish that off. I guess that Epicenter was late, or there was somebody to finish off that I didn't catch. Lena, maybe, I don't know. But Epi did go through. They just really nice play picking out that Kebab there, taking out that aura, taking out the possible spell steal, some big ultimates back, and now they have the free opportunity to Roshan. Pycat really had to watch himself there against that Bear. His Aegis was just about to run out, and so it was very close one way or another, but they did kill the Bear, which isn't that big a deal. I mean, he summons it back in 15 seconds, but for the time being, it gives them a one-team fight, gives them an increasing advantage in their golden experience graph, and now they're able to farm freely. And man, there's just the potency of that Aghanim Scepter on Night Stalker that people underestimate the power of clear vision. That you just see up cliffs, you see over walls, you see over trees. If they're there, you can track them, you can take them down, and that just provides such a devastating ability of force. And with their mobility already, they are able to lock him down. I'm curious if Pycat's going to continue his physical damage build. He already has a lot of intellect from his Force Staff and damage from his Force Staff, his Scythe, and his MKB. Now he's picked up the Aghanim Scepter. Love that pickup. I'm just want to see how he chain invokes at this point. He is level 23, a couple of quas points away from being maxed out with 10 fully functional, high-powered spells that he can cast and change out every 2 seconds. So he can start off with 2 spells, then invoke a second one, a third one, and then 2 seconds later invoke another one, and repeat. And it's just so much fun to see that chain casting this major spellcaster. And really, they don't have any silence action. No Orchid on Lena, and far from it. And they just have to do some chain stunts. I mean, he doesn't have BKB, so I guess that's something. But overall, he's still pretty beefy, and he has that Aegis, like I said, so he can restore whenever he needs to. And no spell steal on Rubik at the moment. That Assault Cuirass on the Bear. The Bear is really what's keeping them in this game right now. Getting the Maelstrom on it, he's going to be able to attack so very, very hard. Maybe get an Abyssal Blade on him after that, I don't know. But overall, the Assault Cuirass, the Radiance, even the Vlad's, just that Aura King of the Bear. He can really just stay in the fight and be very, very devastating here. Some action going on to middle lane. Getting a little lag again. Hopefully that doesn't persist. But anyways, Kebab does pick up the Force Spirits. A little bit of counter push with those creeps. And overall, just a lot of action. Lane's getting pushed out. They really want to push in this tier 3 tower, but they want to make sure this epicenter gets off in a very good opportunity. But right now, looking at what they have, GPM in favor of the Dire team all the way, with the exception of the Enchantress and Funzi. Lacoste and Funzi mixing it up a little bit, but a Tornado comes in onto Funzi. They might use this. They got the Alacrity. They're just trying to poke at this tower real quick, get a little bit more damage. Fortify does go off. The Bear wants an Entangle proc, not going to get it. And tower's down to almost 230. And just a lot of damage on the Bear. Cold Snap. He's nowhere to go. Shox has to initiate on this now. Pops in, misses a clap because his ultimate goes off. Synderen doing some damage here, throwing the Chaos Bolt out. Sand King, 4 seconds down. They can bring him down. No more Row Strike for him. Dropped. And now Miracle has to watch himself. BKB is off, and he's going to get rocked hard, literally, by this Panda. And going out there, 2 seconds stun from the Chaos Knight. That's going to be the end of Miracle. Invoker getting thrown up, and now they're going to be jumping on Pycat. He does have the Aegis, but he needs to run. He needs to run hard, and he does get tornadoed by the Panda one more time. And Enchantress has that Ghost Scepter, but it's expired, and now she's going to be dropping down now. Lacoste trying to get out, but Sox actually could be getting covered by that Tornado, and Mitch is not going to be able to pick that off. Now Invoker did drop down. Pycat, Burrow Strike. Nequel came back in with a buyback, teleport and ran back in here, blink, and now he's going to be going for F-King Mad. And Lena does not have the stunned win on the Sandstorm. He's gone. Now he can Burrow Strike back. Nope, no range on him, and he's going to drop down. So, and Lacoste did fall for it, and now Mitch, as mobile as he is, maybe he can, I don't know. He has to BKB perfectly pretty much to get that Drunken Haze off. He wants to BKB out of an Entangle proc, but he just needs to run. Just run for his life. You got this, man. Oh, so close, but the movement speeds are very close by comparison. The beer does come back on him, or the Drunken Brawl, whatever, and now he tries to silence the bear. It's going to drop him down. Oh, mischance on the bear. It might have been a good move there, possibly making that entangled that much less possible for it to happen. But with the Blink Dagger on Socks, he's going to take him down no matter what. And that gives the opportunity for mTw to push in. If you're looking at buybacks, which is not the S hotkey, contrary to popular belief. Looking at nobody has it available but Lena, according to this. I'm not sure how accurate it is. Is this buyback ready? Nonsense is this? Anyways, as useless as that is, they're transitioning to bottom lane, and these guys are, I'll just check manually, they don't have the gold for it, and now Lacoste and Miracle trying to cover by themselves. 2 seconds done, goes on Sox, does have the Edict doing a lot of damage with Pulse Nova. Sox is going to drop down. They did get the tower, but they did cost them their Panda. Now Blink Burrow, oh, misses Funzy just narrowly. That Rabbit giving him so much movement speed, and Nequel now is actually in a pretty tough spot in the sense that he, with the Radiance, he shouldn't be able, he's not going to be able to keep up on it, and they're going to kill the bear, and that's going to be all they can take as a consolation prize for the cost of their middle racks and their bottom tower. It's unfortunate. Roshan coming up in plenty of time, 5 minutes, and in the meantime, Pycat's going to be looking at a 6-item slot, what he's going to pick up, but overall just really back and forth. Like I said, I believe mTw has the carry potential, but overall they've just been thrashed in these last couple of team fights, and it's getting harder and harder for them to keep up. If Ruby could stay alive a little bit more, chain cast, maybe find a Morphling to steal from, I don't know. Just get some survivability, man. That's how you're going to be able to sustain in these fights. But overall, Brewmaster's ulti, although very effective, is limited in the fact that you can tornado a lot, you can disable so much, but if the damage isn't there, and right now Assault Curious and Radiance is all they've got as far as damage goes. Cinderin's still not able to do that much. BKB, but he's died so many times in the last few fights, and any gold he's gained has just fallen back in his face, if that's a phrase, which it's not. But anyways, top lane getting pushed out. Alacrity action there. He's got an Ogre Club, maybe going for the BKB, maybe saying, hey, I'm tired of getting thrown up in the air by this stupid air Wind Panda, and he's going to be able to pop that. He's going to wait until the Earth Panda pops his ultimate, and then he's going to, and also, I mean, Chaos Bolt for a second can be very frustrating. Lena stun. They have a lot of disables, all I'm saying. So, but anyways, with this Invoker, he's not worried about magic damage. He's worried about the fact that he cannot cast his spells. He gets Wind Panda'd. Tornado throws him for like 6 full seconds up in the air, and that's only on like an 8-second cooldown. Very short, very high duration. So it can disable this Invoker, stop him from casting the spells he needs to. This BKB, great pickup. He just needs 1600 more to get that across. 4 minutes on Roshan, they're going to be looking for that. Now action going in from the Radiant team, grouping up together. They don't have smoke together, but they don't need it. They can just get the right positioning, but unfortunately, Observer Ward sees everything, sees all they have going on with this nice vision, but now the smoke comes out from this team lineup. They do not get the tornado off, but they're still very mobile. Mitch, smoked up, has the Aghanims. They do see exactly where Sox is. They need to get a Void on him, or no, he can blink. Oh, nope. One more auto attack, one Void, and he's going to drop down. BKB. Now Sox is in for it. He only has a couple seconds. He needs ulti right now. Sheepstick, perfect timing, staggering their CCs, but in the meantime, Sand King and Miracle both get taken off, and they do not have their ultimates available in the fight. They cannot buy back. Maybe Leshrac can. He does have it ready, but if he wants to? I don't think so. He's definitely looking for like a Shiva's, and that's not going to happen if he does pop this buyback. This is pretty much it for them. They have to fall back, and now it's full daytime with Night Stalker's ulti on a 30-second cooldown. Okay, it's not too bad. It's only 40 seconds where it is actual daytime during this time period, assuming that they're wanting it to be nighttime, which of course they are, but they are very careful and methodical about that, and that's a good call there. Haste rune bottom. Totally need to be calling runes at 52 minutes of the game. Most important thing for a caster. Okay, so Lacoste still has his Ghost Scepter, still has his mech, just trying to stay alive. A lot of auto attack damage coming from the Invoker, from the Night Stalker, and if you're not going to be able to disable him, just disable yourself. Say, I'm not going to auto, you're not going to hit me, and go with it from there. But really what they need from this setup is be able to finish up this BKB and Invoker, which he's very close to it, 300 more. Man, what is his creep score? 300? 300 creeps on an Invoker. have not seen that in my entire life, honestly. I know that he controls well. I know that he team fights well. He adds so much to their lineups, but Pycat, just a boss when it comes to farming up. Level 25, Aghanim Scepter, and pretty much best in slot. He can just do so much, and he's really been forcing these fights and keeping their team in the game. I'm not saying that they've been out of in the woods or anything. I mean, they are having a 12 kill advantage, but overall, he's just putting out such damage, such disable, and such utility. This is Invoker. He's everything, and he's just been played supremely well by this Pycat here. And Kebab hasn't been able to steal much from him at all, focusing on the Sand King, focusing a little bit on the Night Stalker, Tornado sometimes, but overall, when this BKB comes out, which it just did, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a best in slot Invoker, and that's going to be fun to watch very shortly here. Roshan going to be coming up, probably going to the Night Stalker as far as Aegis goes. He can drop a TP scroll or an urn for a short time period. Probably drop the urn. But they do have nighttime whenever they need it to. And Cinderin still hurting for gold 2,800, but he's not afraid to make an item. He's got the buyback available at 1,300, but there's nothing he wants under 1,400. And in the meantime, actually, if you think about 18 times 30, his death gold is going to be plenty over that anyways. So he just has to save his gold if he's going to want to buy back, which of course he does. Do you have a gem maybe? They have a gem available on somebody somewhere. Or they just there it is. Okay. They can't just magically see wards. They have vision specifically on the druid, who has no items at all but the tranquil boots. Always funny to watch. But his bear decked out. It's just so much gold on him. He's going to be going for that Abyssal. He has Mjolnir, has Assault, and the Radiance. Look at the attacks per second on this guy. 0.56. I mean, his base attack speed isn't amazing, but overall, just he attacks so fast. But as we see it, nighttime artificially popped. They know what's going on. They know Roshan should be up by now, and unfortunately, they know they don't have a chance. They smoked up or invised up on Brewmaster, but that's going to be the Aegis on Night Stalker, and that's going to hurt. Almost 3,000 life. That's going to come right back to him. And who has the cheese? Nico, maybe? I don't know. Who has the cheese? Okay, Miracle actually going to pick it up. And just kind of farming up as a little bit more. Drink 2 Bloodstone, man. He's getting the short end of the stick in these team fights. He's doing so well with these split earths and just putting out so much damage with these Pulse Novas. Almost has achieved finished 200 more gold. But as far as kills and deaths in these encounters, he keeps on dropping. Gets some nice experience for it with the Bloodstone's passive effect. Gets some heal to his allies, but overall, the fact that he's losing these charges means he's not getting them back with the kills and assists. So, hurting for him, but overall the rest of his team's doing amazingly well, and that's kind of the luck of the support, the Shrek in some cases. So one way or another, they're doing really well. I'm surprised that nobody has a pipe. I mean, I know that the magic damage is relatively centralized to not be like hard AoE or anything, but the Radiance does a good amount, the Pulse Nova, the Eruption, all that good stuff there. Really, I'd really think that pipe would be more prioritized pick, I suppose, but Lena needs her mobility and just needs to kind of keep up in these fights as they go along. Does not have buyback money. Has it ready, but does not have the money. Wants that vitality booster instead, and that may be a great choice. That may not be. We'll have to see, but this Night Stalker just getting so beefy right now, and he's just a fearsome thing when that nighttime hits whenever he wants it to. It can be so devastating. Sox does not have anything else. The one thing I just kind of feel like mTw has hit a brick wall in farm. The creep scores, the KDA, constantly going up and up for CLG, but mTw just not been able to farm outside their basic jungle creeps. And unfortunately, that means they're not going to get bigger and bigger items, and they're going to get outclassed no matter how well they carry a scale. I mean, it's amazing crit that can go off on the Chaos Knight, going for triple damage, but only a 10% chance. It's still a very, very scalable hero along with those illusions. But unfortunately, CLG, just their gold and the experience is in their realm, in their hands, and they're taking full advantage of that, keeping that well up. They do, I mean, technically, mTw can pull together. They have the racks down, but overall, right now, they need to get some items. They need to get some farms, and they need to try to win a team fight. But with that Aegis, with the Perma-Knight coming soon, it's just going to be harder and harder for them. And so we'll see what they end up doing, but they have to pull something together here really quickly together, or nothing's going to come positively of that. Radiant's farming top lane while Funzy farms the Ancients by himself. Really nice play overall, getting his CS up. That's why he's maintained his 320 plus. But everybody else, I mean, the support Lena's topping out at 160 for their team. Topping out meaning secondary, of course. But anyways, and the bear just kind of split pushing towards the top lane and now teleporting back to mid. So really nice creep push going on here. Couple catapults going to bring this tower down really low. They're going to have to fortify it, and that's going to cost them quite a bit there. Bob kind of counter push harassing a little bit, bouncing that fade ball all over the place. But this smoked up group over here, all they see, actually they don't even see Nikwa, he's smoked up too, just bugged out. But overall they're all ready to jump on anybody trying to farm these creeps here. But knowing that they don't know where they are on the map, a little bit of fun from Socks over here. He's totally clapping on the ground, having a little panda dance. Kind of funny. But anyways, now the bear is actually the one that's going to be farming out the lane while they're just covering up. Natural nighttime, darkness should pop, and he has the Aghanim's advantage. He has the Assault Cuirass, he has so much attack speed. I was talking about the attack speed on the bear. Look at Night Stalker, 0.48, topping that out with his Hunter of the Night combined with his Assault Cuirass. Just can't beat that. Hitting so fast, hitting so hard, and going to be causing a lot of grief for mTw. Reaver coming out for Chaos Knight, whether he goes for a Heart or a Satanic, that's the real question. But he does have some nice lifesteal for Vlad, so he might offer a Heart instead, who knows. Lena, not able to really farm anything. Panda stuck on his Aghanims and Ogre Club. Looking for the BKB for when he's alive, I presume. But that's otherwise not going to be too beneficial for him. BKB even on Rubik. Now that's an interesting pickup that I wouldn't have really thought about. But really, both of these teams are centered over full, just powerful disables. So some good physical damage coming out from Pycat and heroes like that. And from Mitch, of course. But overall, the BKB does give him the same window that he does, that Invoker has with his BKB, which is not get perma disabled, be able to cast the spells, be mobile with the Force Staff, and just be able to actually get a couple of really important, really key spells out. But they're really just kind of trying to poke at this tower. Only has a little bit more life left with the Alacrity on the Force Spirits, and now they're kind of baiting it out. F-King Mad trying to stop it, but with that Cold Snap, actually losing about half his life. So Tornado does come out, does not hit anybody. They go wide for that. The tower is down to under 100 life, and that can drop down in a matter of seconds, if that. I mean, this Night Stalker doing 200 per hit now, just very devastating. But they're trying to cover this tower as much as possible, hold the middle lane. The snowball of creeps are going towards the top lane. They're just trying to win time right now. Aegis not going to expire anytime soon. Still has full 4 minutes before the token is reclaimed. But really, it's just they're trying to cover this ground. Make sure it's not as good as, per se, like a Tinker's Mark the Machines perma that mTw likes to kind of turtle with. But overall, they're just trying to keep it alive. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Pycat does drop down the tower, and now this area is compromised. The racks are much more vulnerable, and the tower is not going to be adding that extra damage, extra true sight to cover that area specifically. So they don't want to go too far in this. I mean, this is still a very powerful funnel that F-King Mad can land some really sick stuns with. Same with the Panda, with his claps, etc. So it's still a very danger zone-esque spot, but it's still one of those things. And just so much gold, just constantly. I keep on talking about Podcast's CS, and if you don't care, I'm sorry, but holy crap, man. 415 on Invoker. The last person who told me to buy wards on Invoker because I'm totally a support, screw you, man. Pycat, 416 CS. And loving every minute of it with this item build here. Has buyback ready, and is going to be very happy to use it. And even if he gets dropped out of lane, or drops out of the fight, and has to buy back, not only can he probably sell and buy Boots of Travels, but also he gets, 21% increased movement speed along with the phase boots, along with the Force Staff. He's just across the map in maybe like 20 seconds, I don't know. And still more of the same. Sorry, I did tone down a little bit, guys. It's been a very intense game, but it's just gearing up for this next push real quick. I mean, heck, for this very next creep wave, we might be jumping in to the grand finale here. And they have to be extremely careful about their positioning. Don't get caught out. Oh, there comes the Equal. Going in for the Bro Strike. BKB hopping off on Cinder. Just so much damage coming out. The Meteor wrecking these two. Kabab barely gets out alive with his BKB, but now he's got Mitch all over him. He does get the stun from Leshrac. He stole that and popped it onto the guy, but I'm going to stop talking about that because Panda just dropping down tons of hurt on Miracle. He does have the cheese available, but overall, they already lost Rubik from Night Stalker, Lena from Sand King. Sand King did go down, no Eruption Epicenter, but he's not going to buy the back. He doesn't have the gold for it, just barely. Miracle taking a lot of damage from Radiance, but now they're focusing on the bear. He does not have another one available. If this bear drops down, that's it. They have no bear, they have no Assault Gears, no Radiance, and that's going to be the game. A BKB, I mean, Alacrity pops on that. They're going to travel down the Rex. They can push anything right now. They might as well call GG because that bear is their main carry, and he has 90 seconds on him. No, but there's no way to buy back a bear, and no money like that is going to be able to throw it at it. So, hate to see it. Well played by mTw. They definitely put a lot into this game, but overall, no matter what's going to happen, I can't see them winning this. That bear dropped. That duration is way too high of a cooldown, and with that bear kill, take down the towers, take down whatever they want. They still have Aegis, don't they? Onto the Night Stalker? Yeah, didn't drop down. It didn't need life, still didn't need heart. He just wrecked at it, and he has BKB 5 up again if he wants to use it. Cinder trying to do some action here. Chaos Bolt coming in, gets 2 seconds stun, but Night Stalker just tearing face, and Sock just dropping down really quickly despite his evasion. Cinderin now just get caught in that ice wall and everything. Pycat just invoking with that Aghanim Scepter. Happy for it, and now he's able to do whatever he wants. Dropping down. Lina and Funzy in bad spot, and now he's, just cold snap. All that. Sox is in a bad spot now. Cannot do anything at all. Just so much damage coming out from everybody. He's going to drop down too. So, good game goes next. This is best of 3, guys, and despite Pycat's amazing damage, holy crap, triple kill, that's going to be the end of the game. Best of 3, so they did win this one. We're going to go to the next one and see how that goes, but very fun game. Just very, very active. A lot of stuff out of that. I mean, heck, almost everybody hit level... Okay, I can't say almost everybody hit level 25. Only 2 heroes hit level 25, but a lot of experience, a lot of gold, a lot of action, and this is my favorite kind of game here, so very glad to cast it. Thanks for watching, guys. This was a Blaze casting presentation. I got my YouTube channel there. You're probably at, but if not, that's the name of it. And thanks for watching. Like I said, give me some feedback, give me some commentary. Scoreboard will be up in a second, so you can move on to the next game if you so choose. But overall, just a fun game, and thanks for watching, guys.